self-proclaimed Renaissance man. When I'm not in the studio, I'm diving into my hobbies and exploring many interests. With that comes my personal uncensored insights on anything and everything. Are you ready for it? This is The Slam Show.
Yes, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of The Slam Show. Might as well throw in some more claps and even some artificial claps there because we need to feel the liveliness here in the studio.
Oh, it's legit now. Damn.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us here in this lovely city, which we call home, Oakland, California.
Yeah.
I am your host, Slam and Sam, coming at you on a Monday night. And the weather's starting to get a little chilly now. The summer is completely gone. Getting ready to pull out those.
It's too fast, man.
Those hoodies, those sweaters, those fits that you got to show off the new logos, the new branding. I can't wait because we got some stuff for the Slam Show, you guys, that incorporates a lot of the long sleeve element. So
Yeah, custom hoodies or what?
oh, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming?
Yeah, you want yours like ASAP, right?
I guess so. I'm not ready for summer to be over, man. I still think of it as a vacation right now, you know. I don't go to school, so.
Well, that's
I'm cool.
that's a pretty proud thing to say there, Truth.
Because I graduated.
There you go. Yeah, put that in perspective.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. And let's get right into it as far as introductions on the show. My co-host joining me tonight is Philippine news extraordinaire, Truth Esguerra, everyone. In the house, making everything happen.
What's up,
always
guys?
supporting the Slam Show.
Always here.
Always
Need
has.
me.
And he has a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about because he just is all into the whole boxing scene, the whole MMA scene, everything that has to do. Yeah, I got to sneak that in to make it sound more official. Because there's some guys like, oh, I'm not down with boxing anymore, just all MMA. So I have to make it
Haters.
to where exactly. Exactly. And we have our special guest in the house. He's just a veteran across the board, not just with the music element, but just in the industry, music industry in general. And he's taken the time out to come over here in studio. And I'd like to go ahead and play a sample track of his classic, Take Me Down. And I have actually the vinyl record of it. And
Vinyl? What's that?
exactly.
Good times.
Let's hear that. Let's
What
hear
is
that
a
track.
vinyl?
Yeah.
Like it was yesterday. Wow, that brought back a lot right now.
All right.
All right.
That is Furious in the house. Let's have a
Okay.
big round of applause.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's lit.
Kill me.
Wow.
It's lit.
When I contacted you, Furious, and just wanted to have you on the show, I was like, man, I hope he really fucking says yes because I'm a big fan of yours in terms of just being able to put dominating tracks like this featuring E40, production by Rick Rock, and your longevity in the game, your professionalism in the game is uncanny. And props out to Rick Lee. He's the one that gave me the lead. Rick.
Thank you. What's up, Rick?
106 KML in the house. And, yeah, it's just I'm so glad to have you on the
Well,
program.
I appreciate that. Thanks for having me, man. That means a lot. Thank you.
And there's so much we have to jump into real quick because you just have so much to talk about in terms of your musical career and personal career because, hey, we all grow up and have different dynamics in our lives and we have to make adjustments.
That's right.
And we'll get into that in a little bit. So once again, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat at I Am Slammin' and find out all the good happenings, DJ appearances, and all that. All right, let's get right into it. Furious,
Yes, sir.
how'd you get that name? Because it's so cool, just straight up. And we were talking about it on the pre-show, how much it was a struggle on any type of search engine, how to be
Yeah,
able to find it. You type in Furious, you get what? You get the Vin Diesel movie, you get some other gamers. How do you work through that?
Yeah, you don't want to know. I get tagged all the time, so they just put at Furious and Fast, or Fast and at Furious. So I get tagged to everything. Thank you. But definitely not mad at being attached to something like that. But yeah, it was quite a long time ago, man. I would say I got the name, and it was officially. It was funny because if I showed you, I found the piece of paper that I was writing names down on what my MC name was gonna be.
Right.
If I showed you some of them, I said, "Where did this come from?" I don't even know where the notebook was from.
Now, did you have any of them with MC in the front, like the old school style?
I did. I went through that phase.
OG.
My name never actually changed, but I did get the name. I think it was to keep it official. I think it was 1990, something like that. 90, 91. Right
Wow.
around there. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
real. 91. That's like,
Yeah.
And you were like, what, 12?
Yeah.
No,
Right now.
no way, I'm
only-
talking
Oh
the truth.
yeah. Man, you're supposed to help me out. Help me out.
1990. I was like a little kid, man.
All right, dude. No, wait. Hold on. Did I go over dates? Cut. Next one. No.
You were just
But-
pretending.
Yeah, no. I got the
Wu Tang
name.
didn't even come out yet.
Bro,
Right.
I'll be honest. It really had nothing to do with the anger part of it. I don't think it doesn't resonate that way to me. I think people. it
Okay,
just-
so let's
the-
back up a little bit. You picked the name out. You chose it
I
from
did.
like a big list.
I
from-
did.
What
but
were
It
variations?
kind of stuck. People were calling like my stories are intense. I'm a story guy. When I tell a story, I'll make sure you actually live that moment. Everything I do, the intensity is different. I call it passionate. I don't have the name as I feel it the way I do. Period. And that is what stuck at that time.
Mm-hmm.
People thought it was that flurry of that drive and
Anger,
passion.
aggression.
It stuck that way. I mean, I asked somebody the other day, I said, "Do I look mad?" They asked, how did you get that name? I said, "Do I look upset to you?" They're like, "No, not at all. That's what I mean." So I'm wondering, and I had to explain it to them that even my storytelling has to do with that. And, the music I make is, if my feelings tell me something as far as the expression goes, doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's, as you know, I make anthem music.
Yes.
It's
yes.
uplifting. It's positive.
Yeah.
I never attach a name for that. That's like judging a book by its cover, period. I know what people are thinking, and they may have heard me for the first time someplace else, anywhere else, and that might be the deciding factor. But I'm hoping that they actually hit play,
And hear what you're really about.
Whether my name was Frederico or it doesn't matter.
You know what? We should just make this into an acronym. Like F and U and R would mean something. That would be
F-U.
big.
I did.
you.
I did. When I first did it, it was F.U. and actually it was actually designed to say something in that manner, but it was just too much. I was like, all right, dude,
man.
nobody's gonna pick up on that. But really, that's what it came about: the passion, the drive. It wasn't anger. It was the intensity.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So
And what comes with that?
yeah, and get it straight. All right, get it straight. I know. Fast, and I know the names coming out. I know the names. I was one. If you search,
What you need to do.
if you search, that was one of the only ones at that time. Even before. Well, actually, I'm not going to say that. When was Boys in the Hood? What year was that?
87?
Was that Boys in the Hood? That's
Wait,
the
wait.
only one I know about.
Yeah, 87, yeah. Around
Really?
there. I think so. No, no.
Was it a 90s?
Dude, don't make me look it up right now.
Yeah, well, they're going to go into the comments. So if you guys know the
What
year,
year was? I forgot what.
Boys
year
in the
it was.
Hood, type it in the comments.
That's the only other Furious
Ask your
I know,
friend
yeah.
Google.
Yeah, I know. You can get anything from that now, bro.
Amazing, isn't it?
But yeah, that's how it came about, and it just stuck. And I
91.
I never changed.
91.
It.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
I remember it was a 90s movie.
Okay. Thank you there.
Back when we had
Thank you,
cassettes.
Google.
Back when we had cassettes, no CDs, no nothing.
I still have all my cassettes, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever make cassettes?
I did.
Do you still have them?
I do have some. Beautiful time.
Oh
though,
my
man.
God!
You
Why
got
did
the
you
analog.
bring
You
I
got the
should've-
analog.
I should have told you to bring some next time.
It was definitely stuff that you just can't forget about because the actual application and the way to put it together was just like.
It's a process.
Oh, when you had it in your hand, though, there was no feeling like in the world. See, it's very easy. You guys are going to, I know you feel the same way. Technology tells you that you push one button, it's done deal. But the wait and the time it took to actually make the cassette, and then when you're done and you have it in your hand and you're looking at it, there was nothing in that manner. So when you're holding it, the meaning behind it is nothing against the phone technology now, but the feeling that went into actually holding that product when you're done was like no other ever.
Again,
Again. Including that too.
with the vinyl as well, you're getting tangible
Bro, that's
items.
serious business.
Yeah.
This meant you were serious. I'm being honest. As an artist trying to pay bills and trying to make it. This at the time was so expensive to actually produce and
Still
make
is.
happen. Still is. And believe it or not, this is back.
Yeah.
Back in full effect right here.
Right.
But it was so expensive that like we worked and saved until we can make one order. And when you made that order, it was so important to you that you were not willing to let go until you made this song happen. This was serious.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, because the thing about it with MP3s, you're going to have to trust that the rendering, the bit rate is at the highest quality.
I don't play that. I've been known to turn back 2 cities with a crappy MP3. Don't ever try me with that. I'm coming back to get that MP3.
When it comes to vinyl or whatever main tangible source, it's already at its highest degree. There's no loss or anything. So this will always be this resolution.
I think
and that's the greatest thing.
Yeah, and I think nostalgia-wise, I mean, but even though it's a hot item right now, they're selling. I mean, they're selling like literally.
Oh, I'm flipping this for $100 on eBay, brother. When it's done.
Yeah, they're selling these players at some of these retailers, like clothing stores, like.
Urban Outfitters.
Yeah. That's where I saw it. And the thing about it is, the sound is like no other either.
I have a gripe with those type of places. They're only capitalizing on all the trendy so-called hipsters that want to get into the vinyl. They're mainly like in their mid-20s tops and like, oh, I'm cool. I spent $30 on the repressing of the NWA album. It's like, wow. Big fucking deal.
Well, you
hop
know,
on the fucking bandwagon because you and I, we've been collecting ever since day one.
But you know what the beauty of it is too, though. I can't appreciate that in one way too, though, that it brings back the essence, and it also puts people in a different position to understand what it really took for you guys to go do a gig. Okay,
Let's hope that they believe in that, where that resonates from, because the last thing that we want them to do is feel that it's so artificial that, okay, they're putting out a record, they're putting out a player,
yeah, this was
and that's
serious
it.
for you. This was hard work.
No, it is.
Yeah,
I'm saying that we understand that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
these hipsters, they don't know about all the crates we have to bring upstairs and stuff like that, and have to replay all these records, and when they get worn down, go back to the record store and buy a brand new one. They don't know about that. So the trendy hipsters are the ones that I wish could be more educated as far as our belief system in terms of what vinyl is, cassettes are, and just embrace that because it's very important. Why the fuck are you laughing about?
You're just attacking hipsters, man. That's just hilarious.
Well,
What do they do to you?
Hey, it's real though, because we want to have people that respect vinyl, not make it to where it's a trend. Like in 2 years, oh, I'll just go on to the next thing.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, not to each his own, and whatever you're happy playing is what you're happy playing it out of. Me personally, and it's funny because I'm literally submerged in that technology part of it, being forced to because of the label side. I'm not forced, but I have to learn it. I don't have a choice. You got to be ahead of the times when it comes to that, right?
To stay relevant.
But the truth is, I don't look at it as you can put a finger on it. If whatever feeling brings you that enjoyment from music, whatever it is that brings that feeling to you and helps you enjoy that moment, I'm all for it. Because let me tell you, there's times where I'm getting on it now. I want to hear a new record. Somebody sends me a record in my inbox. I can play it right away.
Right. It's very convenient.
I'm excited about that too. But the fact that this is back, the fact that you can go home, you pull out a cigar, nice cold beer, open the
Damn, that sounds hella good.
Open a turntable, drop that vinyl on there. The feeling is different. So to me, that's why I use it in that way. As to other people that may be, oh, this is cool now. That's fine. To each his own. But as long as it brings. When I went to the manufacturing plant, you know what the guy told me? When you go, where's all the business? I said, I don't know. What do you mean? I said, what happened to the business? He goes, I need more CD sales. I said, what's wrong with CD sales? I said, what's hot then? He goes, #1 seller? I said, yeah, vinyl. I said, oh, shit. Okay. Right in front of me. Right in front of me. He wanted the other business to pick up. And I said, well, what's the hottest thing then? What are you selling the most of? What's the problem? He said, vinyl. That's it.
There you go.
So that was exciting. So for a guy like me who's seen those eras pass, that's exciting to me. So I use it for what it is, that motivation, that feeling again. So when this got pulled out right here, that moment right there, I can picture exactly standing behind the counter with the money in hand, so excited to pick this piece up. So that's a frozen moment in time. That's what I use it for. No money can buy this back to the idea and the feeling.
Yeah.
I don't care what amount.
That's real.
Okay? Because that's all you have when this is all over. Okay? I don't care if it's $10 million. You still can't buy any memories back.
There you go.
Okay.
New artists out there, get vinyl pressed. That way you could have these frozen memories and know you can reminisce at any point. There you go.
And I did it for the chicks too. No, I'm just.
And that's
Okay,
a
there
little,
you go.
And that's a little plus there.
Sorry, yeah, the wifey right now. She's looking at the thing.
You better say what's up real quick.
Oh, how you doing, Sherry? Yeah.
Now let's get back into the time when you decided to do music on a very serious level. When did that occur?
Right away.
Like right out the fetus, you're just like
I know it
spin
sounds.
rhymes.
I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. There's.
Like in 6th grade, or
Well, no, I mean, and please don't. I don't want to say this in front of a real DJ. I started DJing parties at first, right?
hey,
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
no,
but the time that the idea was different, right? Because I just wanted to entertain. When I was doing this, I remember. I don't know. The party was in San Mateo. We,
Filipino debut.
I was in there. I was playing Run DMC.
Okay, it's like that. Peter Piper,
No.
My Adidas.
No.
Walk This Way.
No.
You Be Illin.
No.
Oh man, Rockbox.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rockbox.
You know why? Secretly, I was trying to sample that at the studio last week. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm speaking real. Yes, I was at the Run DMC concert this was her first time here. I was at the Run DMC concert. I was so young.
Where was this at?
Shoreline.
That's right.
I was so young. You don't want to know what year that was. I'm gonna keep that off the air.
I think people have already put together.
Yeah. So
Serious.
I was so young and it was so loud that I had to take nickels out of my pocket and put them in my ear to try to suppress a little bit of the sound. That's how. intense-
Damn,
oh,
really?
yeah.
When you're young, you take in all that
No,
freaking.
it was that serious.
deafness.
Though. It was that serious, but that's
a pretty adult way of handling it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm impressed. Saving your freaking ears.
So I started doing that, but then I looked at that vinyl and I said to myself, you know what? What if I can make these songs for the DJs to play? I just got that feeling immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But what I mean by I jumped right into it, I didn't start. I wrote some rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine,
Okay,
Kobo.
Kobo.
Yeah.
Props out to Kobo.
Kobo
Okay.
was the first of us to take this serious.
Okay.
He had the first record deal I heard of that I knew about
Oh, okay.
in those days.
So did you guys form a group or?
He is the one that kind of groomed us into that because he had a group that he was in,
All right.
and I got inspired from that as well. And I went to a high school where
Well, high school.
Carmont.
Okay.
Okay, so in Carmont, all the artists from Chunk to Rated X.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, they all went to Mac and AK. They all went to so at lunch they'd have these shows. So I mean I got inspired from that point forward, but I always I wanted to be part of that, and it didn't. The music, see, I don't look at it like if this was a hobby of mine. Did I like it? Music tells your soul something. It's a big difference. I know what feeling I got when I hear a song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is meant to be this way. When
Yeah.
you watch a movie, you watch a part in a movie. You don't think it captures people's emotions because of the music that's played into it? Of course it does. Otherwise, the movie wouldn't be near what it is, right? I'm not saying that the acting, I'm separating the pieces that combine
Right,
to
right, right.
make it what it is.
Unless it's a Marvel movie.
Why does it change that? Right, but why does it change your feeling at that very moment? Do you realize somebody's song could change how you feel that very moment, that day? You can change somebody's day with music.
You could change someone's life. I mean,
Right.
how many people
Right.
connect with the
Right.
Star Wars Empire theme? Dun 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 dun. I mean, just like it just encompasses you.
Do you have any idea what turns people to look? I hear a record turn into a maniac. I'm in the house jumping around. This is the part that really made me excited to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I meant by I got right into it after obviously Kobo showed us the ropes and things like that.
Right.
I was already on a rhyme book, already going to a super pro studio. I didn't wait.
Do you still have your rhyme book? The same one.
I don't know about that one though, man. I think I have my reel to reel. I do 2-inch tape. 2-inch tape.
You still have the reel-to-reel
reel.
machine.
The reel, my actual
The
reel with
reels.
all my music on.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where we recorded. It was
Mhm.
much difficult. It was a much more difficult process than, when people talk about the music and the sound these days that encompasses that
Warm.
sonically pleasing sound
Yeah, that
that
warmth.
Dr. Dre does. He's still doing shit like that where he's dumping it on 2-inch tape. That's serious business. We had a hard
Absolutely.
time. But I went to that studio. I worked it out with my job to where I can get paid every night after work.
Mm-hmm.
Every night. I want to get. They were like, you know what you're asking for? We don't pay people every night. Okay. I was taking that money and going straight to the studio and dumping it all in one night. I couldn't tell you how much studio time I did. See, technology was different then. You can't have a recording studio in your house. You can't have one in your hotel room. You have to go to a seriously professional recording studio.
Amen.
That's what it was.
Yeah, the
So-
2-inch tape,
Right.
the
so
big ass boards.
I went to a place like that. So I started at that mind state where I'm going into to do the best I could possibly do and give myself that chance. Doesn't mean if I did it at home, it didn't matter. I wanted to put myself under pressure on purpose.
Yeah,
On purpose.
to do it the right way.
Well, if you're serious about it, that was serious times then. There's only a handful of people doing it. Serious times. You're gonna stand out. You're gonna stand out.
Yeah.
It was different. It was different. I don't mean that, much love to like I could be sitting right now and record myself doing
On a
you know,
Snapchat or
yeah,
something.
but you gotta understand, with time, everything elevates. Videos were starting at $20,000 back then.
That's right.
You can't shoot a video. 15 to 20K, Super 16. You pass that up, you're looking into $50,000. So they weren't. It wasn't accessible. And I mean, I may be a little off on the numbers, but pretty darn close.
It's expensive
Okay.
in general.
Yeah, you don't get a music video then. So I'm saying the idea of what you were really banking on was much different.
Yeah.
Studio time was that much. Videos were that much. So you better be serious.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's why I took it that serious.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate. So.
And that's the thing about today's artists. They have so many of the most greatest conveniences, whether it's just everything on the digital and being able to record in a hotel room.
Yeah, it is awesome.
A
So
major
appreciate it.
quality, bright, perfectly professional recording.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, appreciate it, because there was a time where I had to call friends in the recording room just to hold faders to fade the song out all at the same time. And
Now
when
that's
we-
real.
And when we screw up, you got to go back and do the whole drop again.
That's some.
So when you do edits, you are actually cutting the tape.
Yep.
That's how you do edits or move to
Yeah,
another.
I remember
another-
doing that.
You actually cut the tape.
When I was at Wild 107 doing the mix shows,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had to
yeah.
cut the tapes and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Wild
that,
107.
Yes.
but you know what though, that makes you appreciate that too. That makes you appreciate like those
what we
times
have, those times and what we have
and
now.
what we have now, because
Yeah.
now I'm like, damn,
Dude,
man,
we paid our fucking dues.
bro, but the
That's for sure.
But you know the quality. I mean, I'm actually blown away. As much as I try to stay on top of it, I'm blown away, bro. What is this? I mean, you're taking pro pick. Well, you could do an album cover on your phone.
Yes.
It's amazing. Bro.
You could shoot a music video with your phone.
It's
Triller
amazing.
app.
Yeah, I'm never too young or never too old to understand or appreciate how
Now-
far the world has come.
Amen to that. So let's talk about your relationships, how you fostered through everything, whether it's industry, individuals, distribution, other artists, how you're able to get them on board like this would Take You Down. E40, produced by Rick Rock, at the time was the primo Bay Area's allegiance.
Yeah.
And you're able to have that partnered with you. What's the recipe for that? Making sure everything is on the right level.
You know, I for me, the idea of being
Because you seem like a very humble guy, and I think being humble does help out.
you know what?
Or do you turn on the furiousness?
No.
Then that's where you get.
But see, that's the thing, and you know what? I'm confident enough to say, if you check my track record on that, it's only been one way and one way only. I'll never put myself in a situation where I will look down on anything or think that something's not on a level it's supposed to be. I'm very serious about my work. If I give somebody a hard time doing work, it's only because I want better for that product. There's no hard feelings. I don't literally want to. It has nothing to do with putting somebody in a position to where they don't feel respected and loved in that way. That is done from human being to human being. This I care about. So if you're not ready to give it all you got as far as this is concerned, I don't want to do it. So I'm saying, being next to these guys, my heroes,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, was to me the idea. I didn't do the collabo for a stamp or for points. What the collabo was something unique to me, because before this I made records that really weren't geared towards the nightclub scene and things like that. It's
Right.
true story. Most of it was in depth. I don't even know what the hell I was saying back then. I listened to one of my records in '95. I'm like, dude, what the hell were you talking about? It was so complex that I'm like, dude, how did I even get through this verse? Okay. At this time, friends of mine sat me down and said, you got to let loose and learn how to have a little bit of fun with this. I said, boy, what does that mean? I was actually hurt. I was like,
Wow.
What does that mean? At the time, Federation, my family,
Yeah.
I was all over the place with them.
Right, right.
Rick Rock was their,
The team and all those cats. Yeah.
all my family. Rick Rock, I was just, a friend of mine was working on their project and they were on the road, and I would always be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got the idea of how exciting, and you know, whether I made a song like that or not, it didn't matter if I put a finger on my style. I just wanted to have some fun.
Right, right.
I felt like I wasn't. My friend told
Yeah.
me, serious conversation, man. I felt like I was being attacked.
Because you were too furious.
Too serious with the records, right? But that was my thing, anthems.
Too fear.
Anyway, he puts me in, yeah, he tells Rick, I'm telling Rick Rock, like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do a song, man. Do a song, man. You know? My boy Gino, who worked with them very close, you know, he was always mentioning Rick Rock, and he's like, in the Federation, was mentioning myself to Rick Rock as well. And finally, I got a chance to talk to him, and we went to his house,
Mm-hmm.
and he just turned around and looked at me and said, like, literally, I mean, if I can dissect it and give you the proper lingo and the exact words that were used, I probably can't, but it was to this tune. So why the hell should I work with you? Straight up, okay? Pretty much.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, yeah.
Why are these guys telling me to do a record with you? Why should I work with you? I said, you know what? I'll be honest with you, man. I'm just happy to be here. He looked at me and goes, good enough. Let's get started. So if you listen to
That's
why
pretty
this thing
good.
came down, he asked me, are you old school? I said, old school? Yeah, I like old school shit. Yeah. He said, well, what do you like? I said, let's go Houdini, Friends. He said, no problem.
Ooh.
Pulled out the Houdini Friends drums. If you listen to this record, that's the Houdini Friends drums, the kick and the snare. That's where it originated from. That's how it got started.
Okay.
Okay, so
We got origins now.
yeah, that's where
Origins.
but
There
the
you go.
dude is wild, bro. I can't even put a finger on this man's talent. I mean, seriously. And then I was sent to Uncle 40 to learn how to have a good time, because I still was having a hard time writing this record. Still, I was calling Rick, going, man, I can't do this. He's like, I'm not gonna have this conversation with you. You're thinking way too much. Go have some fun. Go act like you're actually doing that in the studio, and go make yourself have a good time. Live it in that moment. Don't go in there trying to write a record like that. Go in there and enjoy yourself and live that so you can put it on tape.
He has a point.
I called him up. I said, man, still having a hard time. He's like, that's it. I've had enough of you. I was already on the road.
Yeah.
When I was on the tour with Pitbull, I was performing this record. It didn't have this hook on it. Didn't have this. So Stress, it's my bro,
Yeah, yeah.
he wrote the hook. The first hook didn't stick. I walked in the studio. I said, man, I don't know if I like it. He gave me this look like, what? I said, I'm sorry, bro. He goes, you don't like it? I said, no, man, I don't think it's me. He looked at me like, oh, you like that, huh? I said, don't be mad, bro. He's walking out the door. Oh, don't be mad. This is real. He wrote a hook. When I came back, actually, he called me. I don't want to use the language he used. He called me. He's like, I dropped another hook. I said, yeah, let me hear it. He goes, fuck no. Okay. He goes, take your ass to the studio and go listen to it. I go, come on, man. He hangs up on me.
Right.
I call up Ghazi. I'm like, yo, how's the hook? He's all, man, fuck you. He hung up on me. I go, why are you guys playing me like this? They want me to come up there and hear it. I walk in the room and I hear this. I'm going to try to take you down, down, down. I look over at Ghazi. He gives me this smirk. I look at him. I go, I have a screw face on. Look. He looks at me. He nods his head with a smile. I go, this might work. And he looks at me, and Stress looks at me. He goes, this shit better not change. He looked at me. I go, it's staying. So
Stress was the take me down, down.
Yeah.
He created all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's awesome, man, because that is a dope ass chorus.
But see, that's when you got the guys you can actually call your brothers in this, because look, he's fighting for the best song he could possibly make. Not ego-wise, not nothing-wise. We want to make the best record we can make. Has nothing to do with egos. When I go in there, egos are aside.
Yeah.
We're working on the best record we can make. Don't get so serious over your feelings. It's not whether you're a good artist. You're a great artist. It's whether it's right for this. That's it.
Correct.
If it was all about what the hell I thought, I wouldn't have any answers at all. You need that support system from people. So being that, then 40 closed it out with us to show us how to have a good time. You cannot go to 40 Waters' house and not have a good time. Yeah. That is a true legend. And it's proven over time. It's proven today. That's it. It's very simple. So for me, it was an honor and a pleasure to be able to put together a record like that. It wasn't literally for me to go check out my feature.
Yeah.
It was for, they collaborated. I want to check this out. I didn't make any records like that. That was my first time. Yeah. And when this took off, I think people expected to hear this on the album. But when they picked up the album, the majority of it was feeling music. I had some records like that with my bros, the team, and everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that was the idea behind it. And it taught me from this point on, this very moment right here. That's why it's so pivotal for me. I mean, pivotal for me. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Jeez.
Pivotal.
That is what caused me to branch a little bit to the right. I mean, nothing wrong with getting a view of another street,
Nothing wrong with that.
as long as you know your way home.
I like that
All right.
analogy.
That
Okay.
metaphor though.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started making records that were fun and doing things like that. I do what I feel. If I don't feel like making one of those records, I won't. The new album has feeling music. Both
Yeah.
both videos I dropped are nothing to do with like the lead records that I was pushing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Truth, I know you have a question for Furious. Lay it on him.
Well, you've definitely been a veteran of the game. You know, you've been around for a long time, and you know, as you can tell by dropping some wax right there. If you were to collab with anybody, and especially maybe with anybody in the industry, who would you probably love to collab with?
And yeah, I appreciate that question. Don't get me wrong now. I want to say this early so that people, understand. I love home, okay? I love home. It's going to have to be Nas. Okay?
It's my favorite rapper right there.
No, I mean, just to be totally honest, that is where, and if you say that you didn't, well, back then, lifestyle rap, champagne rap, okay? From Cool G rap and Nas is the reason why we listen to hip-hop music to start with. Like, we really got passionate about it. Of course, the early years.
Fast Life.
Yeah. Yeah, damn well I sampled it and did it over myself, and I was like, I can't put this out.
Love that song.
But I'm saying that is one of the artists that I would definitely want. I've been trying for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you've had some really quality features throughout your career too.
I would definitely, that would be one of the moments that I could stamp as,
Nasty Nas.
yeah, like this is a stamp for me for forever. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, but because I can appreciate somebody who actually puts. I mean, you can't ever take nothing away from that man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Ever. And there's a reason why. Not because he just kept true to his. There's a lot of things that go behind somebody being that responsible. As an artist, he's a responsible dude. Okay.
That's a good word.
He's a responsible guy. Okay. When you put out records that have to big people up and give them the energy they need to be positive, he's able to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's able to do it and still be one of the staples in hip hop history without changing anything. I appreciate that. I respect that. So for me, it's like, because you believe it or not, you're talking. I can't. If I explain the story, I can't look back. I can't tell somebody what happened in that time. I'm not gonna lie. I was around when these guys were around. Okay. But just people don't know that. I was around when these guys were around.
Yeah.
When I used to go to the music conventions, these guys were around. It wasn't like it was yesterday where I picked up my computer and logged on to YouTube and went, man, what was going on at that time?
You experienced it.
I was there.
Yes.
So when I saw it in front of me, we didn't have anything to record it with. You can only put it in your memory as history. You go to a Busta Rhymes show, you go to something at that time, there's nothing in words that can describe that. So what that does is that gear you up for the future. So if somebody asks me, oh, well, what have you really done? You know what? That's up for you to decide. Okay. Right? So if somebody says to me, what have you really done? Right? True, you're right. But if you ask around, you're respectable, and people care for you in that way, and you're still in the industry, I don't put a finger on a trend. I don't put that in music. I don't care if it dates somebody. I don't use the word relevant. Relevant is a pair of fucking shoes. I don't use that word.
I like that.
Pair of shoes. What kind of shoes though?
Yeah. Shit, I seen the new shoes. Can I cuss?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I've seen the new shoe. I don't even know where to start. So I call my boy Ren. He's like the master of Jordans and everything. No, yeah, really.
Oh, he's
sneakerhead?
No, really,
yeah,
he
he's a
is.
sneakerhead?
He's seriously. It's out of control.
Like how many pairs?
Three pairs per one that drops.
Oh my gosh.
How many?
You
how many
don't
does he
want to
have?
know. There's nothing in the world I can ever explain. I walked in his house. I'm like, bro, what am I looking at here?
Oh my God.
So
He's
I-
here locally?
I don't know this stuff. So I walk in. I'm like, had a video shoot. I'm like, hey man, I want the ones with the concrete on them. He goes, what?
The threes.
Right. He goes, what? He looked at me. I go, yeah. They have they're black. They have a concrete side or something. He's laughing this whole time. He goes, I think I can work that out for you. I go, yeah. I want those. I thought you just buy them at the store. Calls me up. yeah, I got those for you. I go,
Wow.
that's what I'm talking about. He goes, just it's all good. 400. I go,
Truth, aren't you a mini sneakerhead?
I got a. Yeah, I got.
there was silence for 20 seconds, and I went,
400.
400. He goes, what the hell you think you asked me for? I go, 400. He goes, 400. I go, 400, 400. He's like, what do you think you asked me for? I go, I don't know, man. Don't you get them from the store? He's like, no. Right?
Yeah.
So at that point on, I learned, stay the hell away from that. So I'm like, hey, I see a pair of shoes at the wall. So now every time I want to piss him off, I go to the Foot Locker and I take a picture of a shoe and I go, about to cop these. He goes, you know the emojis?
Yeah. The thumbs down.
Just to piss him off. He puts the
basics.
thumbs down. I'm all, what's wrong with these, man? He's all, don't ever get those and hang out with me. I'm like, bro, then give me one of your good shoes, man.
So he's a big time sneakerhead.
Big time.
He's here in the Bay Area.
Big time. Not, I'm talking, listen, I don't even know this game. And I'm telling you, whatever the big time mark is, over that.
I want him on the show.
All right.
Probably
Can
has
you-
some Yeezys.
I want.
He does.
I like to hear
All
their
kinds, all
stories.
kinds of
We never
colored
had a
Yeezys.
sneakerhead here on the Slam
It's
Show.
bad. Bad.
You're
I
looking
got
at me
it.
like,
It is
Sam,
bad.
this is
It's
not.
bad.
Yeah, it's.
Bad.
I mean, you're throwing up the 400 number. It's like, wow. Yeah, and it affected you.
I
Yeah.
own,
I thought he
I
was
own a
giving-
pair of Gammas. Those are like a 400.
I don't know what the hell. And that was like considered like, be happy I got these. I'm like, oh, shit. All right. All right, man. All right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll touch base on that. What's his name?
Renee.
Renee.
Yeah.
Shouts out Renee. And we're gonna have your story on the Slam Show. That's for sure, because
Sneakerhead.
I've always been curious about sneakerheads and how they've cultivated that collection mentality
Yeah, if
versus
you-
just.
It's just the hype, man.
You're right, though. But if you're not ahead of the curve, then just stay out.
Gotcha.
I'm
gotcha.
out. I'm out. I dropped out a long time ago. I was like, wait, what's that one? What's that? What is this?
Yeah.
Retro. What's that? I'm like,
Yeah, you got to be on top of
you
your
see
vocab.
You know the white flag?
Yeah.
I threw it in. I said, okay, I'll just see
Oh,
whatever.
it's a big culture. It's just like anything, whether you collect like baseball cards or action figures. If you're not up to date, you're going to be like, whoa, I'm just not on this the way I should be.
Yeah.
So, to get back on track, tell me about your greatest show that you've ever had.
That's
That stands out. That's just like,
That's
yeah.
I like that. That's a good question. I would have to say, and it's funny because there's been a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of them, but if I can date,
And I
back-
just want the shows, not the after parties
Yeah,
or
yeah,
behind the scenes,
Yeah,
because
we're-
we don't want to get you in trouble.
I'm gonna
We'll do that off the
We,
camera.
we had some good times. I have to
Off
say,
the record.
Is it here?
Okay,
locally?
I'm gonna give you two. You know why?
Fair enough.
This is very important.
Okay.
For the first one, I'm gonna have to say was in Phoenix.
For some reason, I was gonna say Fresno.
Yeah. I got a lot of good ones there too. Shout
Yeah,
out to
because-
my family in Fresno. All my 559 people. I
Because
got
for
a-
some reason, Bay Area rappers, they have a good time in Fresno.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
You know what? And let me tell you something. It's called- well, look, when you look around, when you say Sac, I call it all home. When you talk about Sac, Fresno,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Just
This,
California in general.
yeah. This is
Home.
it's big melting pot. This family shit. We go to Sac. We go to. It's like visiting your cousin. It's what it is. Music wise too. Same thing, bro. Same thing.
Okay.
But I say Phoenix because of one thing. It was our first actually like arena. Like
Those arena ones are
yeah,
memorable.
Okay. But we were so driven and it was so intense that I actually, when we came out, I looked at the family who was with me on the road and I said, you know what? Tonight's the night, guys. They looked at me like, he's losing his mind again. I said, no, tonight it's all out or nothing.
Now,
Period.
correct me if I'm wrong. Did you have a full out show? Like, did you have dancers hammer with the hammer pants and shit like that, or was it just like going out there and just straight up?
Full out, yeah,
Hammer
yeah.
pants.
Man, you know, I can't. It's 112 degrees, man. I took a shower and it was over. I said,
Yeah, it's already humid.
bro, this was a tour. This was serious. It was organized, man. There's people on set. There's a counter clock on the stage. We're new to this. We're like, what is that? Counter clock. It wasn't. You know, experiencing it right there firsthand is different.
yeah.
I was so juiced. Came out on the stage. The crowd was so hyped. Came out. I couldn't hear the music.
Wow.
The crowd was so loud that I couldn't hear the music. So you see me in the video. I have the video of it, and I'm going like this on the speaker going, "Where's the beat start?" He's
Like
looking at me
that.
yeah, he's panicked, and I was so happy that I went overboard, and I kept that. We didn't lose energy. We kept gaining energy.
That's
So
beautiful.
That's when I actually realized, before I knew this, but when you realize that the crowd has so much to do with why we do what we do and what we love, that I really got a feel for it at that very moment. That the more they would give, the more I would go. If it meant that I was going to have to be carried out of there, I'm going at it.
Yeah.
Right? So at that point, when we went downstairs, we looked at each other and said, we were all hugging each other. And you look up, the light's flickering. I said, what the hell is going on? And how come nobody else is on stage? Pitbull's going to close it out. They don't care. Pit's going to close it out, right? Go back upstairs. A monsoon hits.
What?
Shuts down the power in the concert.
What?
I hear the manager on the phone, the tour manager. Oh, yeah, they call me the new guy. I said, all right, I'm the new guy. They get on the phone. He's like, yeah, we're going to have to reschedule. We're going to have to give tickets out over again. Yeah, the new guy did. Yeah, he performed. Yeah, he opened. And he closed. I looked at everybody. I said, let's get the hell out of the way. I went in there. Yeah. Shut down the concert. We performed. Although I wanted to see everybody perform. We're still hyped up. We're like,
Wow.
we're coming back to Phoenix. Went outside. The crowd wasn't even mad. They said, we'll come back for the concert. We looked over the fence. The crowd was over the fence. We looked at everybody. We're from the Bay.
Yeah.
We jump in the crowd. We mingle. We don't know. We're jumping in. We put our hands up. They all jumped over the fence. So now we got this crowd around the car. Everyone's jumping up and down. We're like, dude, what just happened? Pull out the cameras. We start partying with everybody in the middle of the parking lot. The tour manager looking, all the rest of the artists are being escorted to buses and all this. And he's looking at us like, are you guys out of your mind? A little bit. He's like, guys, get the hell back in the You guys are all going back to the hotel. We're like, let's sneak around the corner and get back with the people. Sure enough, we go back to the parking lot. See these three wild dudes that just got off stage in the middle of the parking lot with everybody in there. We're just jumping around. They're looking at us like, dude, where the hell did these guys come from? The people in that town and some of the people we hung out with showed so much love. They said, you come with us to the after party. Anytime you come here, you got a home with us. I said, you know what? That's all I want to hear, man. We love you guys. It doesn't matter. I'm with the people. That's what I'm there for. So
People's champ.
That was that story. And the other one?
Yeah, the other.
There's not a reason why it was my favorite. I just remember. Yeah. It's a true story. Actually, Renee, since we brought him up.
Yeah, Sneakerhead.
He was there. It was a surprise performance. It was right when I dropped Take You Down and That's the Business. At the height of them, when everything was moving, I was excited. I'd go to the show. Everybody knows the words. I was running through the club, man, to get on stage. I didn't see. It was dark. I didn't see the speaker on the ceiling, the lower speaker. Full speed. My head right into the speaker.
Ouch.
Okay?
So you did a stormtrooper hitting the head over the awning
there's
thing.
nothing I can bro, there's nothing I can explain in words to tell you how hard I hit the corner of that speaker.
Wow.
All I remember is dozing off, falling back, and Renee
Held you up.
one hand. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
One hand. What happened? You all right? He didn't even know I hit my head. He's all, what's wrong with you, man? Are you fainting? I said, bro. And I turned to the corner. Remind you, my song is playing, man.
Yeah.
It's playing already. Surprise performance. There's no intro. Go out. As I'm doing the show, I see the crowd and it's blurry. And I lift up the hat for a second and the blood goes down. So now, tell me why I finished the whole show with blood gathered up inside my hat, okay? Still hyped up.
Yeah.
Still like, and in my mind, I'm like, bro, I hope it ain't that bad, man. Right? And this dude's looking at me. Renee's looking at me on the side, like using his hands are out. Like, which side am I gonna have to hold him?
Right.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was your
Because
crutch.
it still looks shaky. It doesn't look normal. And the promoter comes up. He's like, bro, I saw what happened, man. You all right? I'm in the back room with Ice like this, leaning over. He's all, bro, did you finish the show like that? I said, yeah, man. He goes, I got to put some more money on top of that. He goes, anybody who's bleeding during the show and finishes it, I'm paying more.
Wow.
I said, hey, man, please make that a double shot to the guy. And he's like, bro, there's nothing that, bro, I'm not going to lie. I was acting like a tough guy there. Like, yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah.
Man. We rock this show. We do it. On the way home, I was like, man, I can't believe I hit this speaker, man. I'm fucking bleeding, man. There's a bubble. I might have to go to the hospital, man. Where's the bandages at? Nobody brought bandages at the club. But no, really, that shit was ridiculous.
That's beautiful.
So you know, another moment. You know, good times, good times. I think the scar is still there.
Now, talk about your worst performance or situation that you had to go through. CD skipping, a fight nearly breaks out. You don't have to name names.
man,
Just give us some juicy stuff. Juicy here on the Slam Show.
Oh my man, there's so many.
So many.
I was there's no, not like that. I'm talking about like crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, I was in the hyphy era.
Oh. Oh yeah. And you don't
Oh,
want to.
yeah.
You don't want to incriminate anyone.
Yeah, 100 dudes running up on the stage. Like it was crazy times. I would say for that part, but we turned it into a positive. This is the old school time. You know,
Go for it.
You know, we turned it into a positive. It was vinyl. That's why. You remember that shit? But those times it was different. You used to have somebody skip. The whole crowd is like, "What just happened?" We were opening for the Alcoholics.
Okay.
Make room.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a thing like this, and Kobo and I were rocking.
Yeah.
And then some people got on stage, and then here comes the thing. The whole thing skips, stops. We look over, everyone's staring at us, and I go, "Well, shit."
Playing
Yeah.
this vinyl or playing? You were performing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I looked at him. I said, "Oh shit." He looks at me. He runs it out. The whole crowd stops, and it's like, you get that cricket feel for a few minutes. And,
Yeah.
and he looks and he goes, "Clap your hands, everybody! Come on, clap your hands." The whole place. Dude,
Yeah, just to make up for that, like,
we finished
intermission.
We finished the show a cappella.
yeah.
With the hand claps.
Mm-hmm.
They went nuts. We went to the thing, got some liquor, jumped in the middle of the people, started pouring drinks for everybody, turned it into it was, the beauty of this place was you could do whatever you want.
Where was this at?
Here's the beauty of it. In order to get to this party, you have to get into a van that takes you to a secret location where you get into an elevator. Out of the van, it takes you up to the top floor, and that's how you get in the concert.
Did they have to blindfold you?
It was the best shit I've seen. I haven't seen stuff like that happen in a long time.
No, that's some movie shit.
It's in this garage.
Sounds like a Budweiser commercial.
When you get out of the van, it's shuttle only. They give you an address for the shuttle. You take the shuttle, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you go behind this street, you get into this garage, and then the elevator takes you up to the location.
Okay, but it was here in California?
Yes,
Northern
San
California.
Jose.
Okay.
How long ago was this concert?
Yeah. You trying to give me that date shit again? I learned my lesson
No,
from
I'm
the
just
first
saying,
part of the interview.
Like, did they have GPS back then? So now they can
No GPS, bro.
Yeah, the GPS is like, oh, I'm at this
no
location, guys.
GPS. No,
That's
no,
all
no.
right.
But
Now you
that-
can't get away with that
You can't get away
bandana,
with that now.
blindfolded stuff.
No, GPS it now.
It was exciting. It
That's
was.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, you
But
made it
there's
into a positive.
Yeah, but there's been scenarios like that, of course, where stuff happens and a fight breaks out and you have to stop and you're sitting there yelling,
Right.
like, "Hey, get everybody chill, man. There's a show, man. We're trying to entertain," of course. But
for the most part.
For the most part, I'm actually very happy with the outcome because the energy you exude during the show, if you really want to show people a good time, you have to actually explain that from your heart. And that means that the energy that you I always started off like that. Right away, just to let people know that this is how much I care about this. I didn't come out here to stand and hold, with all artists out there, with all due respect, however you do your show is how you do your show. For me, I'm not interested in the part where somebody can look and go, "Wow, I like that shirt. I like those shoes. I like that chain. I like that bottle. That shit looks large." The vibe, that may be somebody's vibe. Nothing against that. I just don't do that. I'm coming out there to rock right away. Doesn't matter. I may be wearing a new jacket. I may be wearing one of my old ones. The feeling that the performance brings to me is what drives the crowd to want to participate and respect in that manner. I've seen shows where it was country music where a fight broke out. You can't blame it on hip hop. You just got to blame it on that moment in that crowd at that time, or two people that can't be in the same place at the same time.
That
But
damn achy breaky heart.
But I'm damn sure gonna put out a positive vibe so that shit to lessen the chances of shit like that happening. bro.
Yeah, that damn freaking Billy Ray Cyrus. You play his music, there's always a fucking fight.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward a little bit till now, because you are obviously still doing current music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You dropped a full album,
Yeah.
Journey Home, back in July with the track No Stopping Us. And let's play a little insert of that really quick. And this is
Okay.
featuring Malia.
Yeah, cast your ballot, it's furious up a mayor. Gotta make up your mind, I'm never leaving, I'm staying. Product of my environment, get money, know the lane. Got 20 up on the bezel, rock like I'm a
Yeah.
Take a ride in the pretty car, join
So,
the
yeah.
sunset. Thank God
I mean, you're making it happen. That's a perfect example of you saying, I'm going to go ahead and do something that's current mainstream.
Yeah.
It's out the box. It's night and day compared to Take You Down, and it's you. How did you come up with the concept, and what made you want to commit to that?
This particular project was kind of designed around that. I'm not saying that I had any experiences that changed the way I feel, because I've always felt this way. If you date back to records in the mid 90s, they were of this style. There was R&B, there was hip hop in the influence, but the anthems, the uplifting, the chanting, see, I always picture a record with the video first, the me on top of a mountain. Would I stand here and feel like I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, rule everything.
Right. So that is the inspiration of going into making these type of records. Making them, to me, up to date is the actual feeling and the sound.
Gotcha.
There isn't a specific thing that I would say that I put in there where I was like, well, this will. Let me go back to Journey Home.
Okay.
There's something for everybody on there. I feel like,
Yeah.
whatever mood you're in.
Yeah.
But if I lay out an album, I do it in that manner. Did I touch on everybody's mood? Was I responsible? Did I say things
Back to that word responsible.
Did I say things that
Responsible.
might
Hashtag.
right? And I don't mean this
Real.
because I have kids now only that I started thinking about this now. Sometimes we could be so irresponsible we don't understand that the kids are listening too. We have to take back some of that responsibility, because if we don't, they're gonna run wild and think that there is only one way to handle everything, and it's not that way, man. So for me, they're listening, but I want them to know too that there is adult time. It's grown folks time. You don't always have to get in our business.
Put your foot down.
Right. So there's a time and place for everything. So if I can make sure that the majority of my project still has that appeal, but still is responsible, I don't give a damn if somebody said to me that there's no limitation or no set. We were talking about Two Live Crew the other day. We were talking about Two Live Crew. Where were the boundaries? Where were things? That's their deal. They literally changed
the landscape of music.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
how X-Ray. I was telling somebody, we were laughing. I opened up for them. They're like, what?
Whoa.
They were talking, yeah. So we were talking about that. And I said,
Now that's an after party I would have wanted to see.
yeah.
The
problem
that would
is-
have been crazy.
Yeah, from 12 on, I don't really remember. I'm like, what, yeah.
Oh.
No, but see, the thing is that at this very moment of time, technology is so ahead. We were stopped by our parents. We were stopped by things. We were stopped by that sensory. We were stopped by that. Nowadays, you can get anything anytime you want.
Correct.
Okay, anytime you want. So you got to realize that it's going to get out there. So at the same time, even though we're saying, "Yo, I'm going to say what I want," and I respect that. I understand. That's why we are who we are. That's what makes us. That's what makes you you. But at the same time, there is a certain level of responsibility that I would like to uphold as far as myself. If it's me saying it, and if it's a million others, cool. If it's just me saying, I'm still going to say the same shit.
Yeah, you're holding a core value that you represent in all your music, past or present,
Yeah.
or the future.
And
that's great.
And having
You're
kids
keeping
does
it real.
change that. Yeah, and
Keeping it real. That's the most important part. You're authentic.
yeah. I can't put on record what I don't live like that. I can't. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, do I tell a story once in a while that explains somebody else's situation that applied to mine at the same time and how we learned from it? Of course. But if you listen to these records, honestly, I mean, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is how I live. That's it. Period. I don't know how to do anything else.
Hashtag being real.
I don't know how to do anything
Be
else.
authentic.
And of course, the idea of fun records take you to a place. You're supposed to be able to take somebody to a place that they're not normally used to. I get that.
It's
I
a
get the
journey
storytelling.
home.
Right. And there was a reason for that album. The reason why it was named that. A lot of people said, is this your last project? Is that why it's called that? You know what I mean? I didn't know how to respond to that. I would call it more of, I'm back to my original sound.
There you go. There you go.
Which I didn't make music before that wasn't my sound. I just really took it back to where it all started.
Full circle.
Yeah.
That's how.
Because
it
that's
usually
what's
is.
going to happen with music anyway. Everything returns back to the origin. So you really have no choice.
Now, you're talking about the whole belief of having responsible music. A lot has to do with because you are a new father.
Yes.
How's that been?
I love it.
Talk about how you have to make your life adjust to the career now.
I mean, it's definitely different. As far as the concern of how my family's living is my biggest concern. Not luxury-wise or not, just taken care of. I'm big on that stuff.
Mm-hmm. This your first kid, right?
Second.
Second, okay.
Yeah. I love every minute of it, but my drive now is not for me. It's for them. So whatever I do, it's not about what I'm going to get out of it, or, oh man, I can't wait to save up for that car. I don't give a shit. It's for my kids now.
You're like, enough of the hoes and clothes.
No, but the thing about it is, I was reckless at some point. I'm not gonna lie.
But you have to get that out of your system.
You
have to.
In the early years, I was reckless because I was
just fucking everything.
No, I mean,
You were furious.
oh man, wait. Did I hear that? You don't have a beep. You don't have a beep. No, but like reckless meaning like if there was not that way. I see that look. You see that shit? You getting this? I was reckless in the thought process of if I worked hard for something, I was like, why am I going to be stopped from getting it? So I would go there and get something that literally would cost me something that I just shouldn't. I mean, I probably shouldn't have spent my money on.
Gotcha.
But they were signature pieces. It wasn't like you had to get it at that time in order to be stamped as something that would signify he has the look of a hip hop artist. It was like the trophy. When you had a necklace, I wouldn't wear those these days.
Yeah.
When you had
And still some do.
no, I love it.
Yeah.
But these days I'm like, oh shit, man. I gotta buy diapers and wet wipes. but at that time I was like, yeah, bring on the chain.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the thing is that it taught me that also, that even though you can spend what you want, you work hard, and yeah, you do deserve it. I stopped using that thought process. You work hard, spend. It's okay, because your situation could be a lot worse. As far as how people are living. And I don't think it's fair for me to really think in that manner anymore until at least things, to me, feel like my heart tells me what to do, okay? But I'm just saying the importance of that. Don't get me wrong. I like nice things.
Oh, we all do.
I do.
Yeah.
But I drive my old car. I don't really care. To me, if I feel good about it, I'll do it.
Amen.
Something turns me back, I don't feel good about it, and it's not
Bars.
fair. Bro, if I'm walking right now, and I have to see somebody that has to worry about where they're going to eat next, that's a problem. What I have is not a problem. I just have an obstacle, okay? That's a problem. So my thought process is different now. I can't swallow that at night. I'm not good with going to do shit like that, then coming back and seeing something. I don't feel right, okay? So for me, and somebody may say, well, how are you going to say that when you were in the club this weekend holding up a bottle and this? I get it. I understand. I do. But that doesn't stop my heart from feeling a certain way for human beings.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what's going to drive me to do better as a human. It has nothing to do with it. Whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever religion you are, I always tell people, it doesn't matter. It's what drives you to be a better human being. So if the music game taught me this and I got to this point in my life now, so be it. That's what it was. And the things that I did before I didn't do now. That's the longevity factor to me. Good relationships, not screwing people over. Watching the road.
That's right.
Listen, whatever path you go on, you're going to have to see those people on the way back. Okay?
Very true.
So I'm just letting you know that if you hold on to those relationships, people will be there for you. I don't want somebody being there for me just because of a record.
Yeah.
That's not how I work.
You want a real friendship and real identity
And I
with
get
that.
it. It works that way.
True.
Party,
Yeah.
party is a party. When the party's going on, everybody's there. When it comes time to work, there's a lot of people missing. But everyone has a life. You can't expect everyone to salute and join every minute of the day. They have lives. If you want to dedicate your life to the music industry, be smart, which is one of the, I took on a responsibility now. I work for a label.
Mm-hmm. That's big.
I wasn't going to do behind the scenes. I didn't know what that was about. When I came into the label, my only question was, when's my release date? But when you pull the curtain back and you see all the mechanisms that make this thing work, you're like, oh yeah, shit.
So many layers to it.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. You look behind the curtain.
Yeah, and then you get slapped with reality and you realize, damn, I need, there's a lot more I need to learn.
That's awesome.
You can never be, you got to humble yourself down. There is so much you need to learn. I got smacked in the face with technology when I got there,
And we're still learning that.
Yeah, but I had to soak it in because now I got to be responsible to help my fellow artists do better.
Word of the day.
Yeah.
Responsible.
There you go.
Move forward. I got to be there for them. So that's my responsibility now. I got to take over from here.
That's awesome. Let's give a big round of applause for that.
Feel me? Oh.
All right. We're going to go ahead and close out the show with the shouts and plugs, starting with co-host Truth. Take it away.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you guys for watching. Going to thank our guest,
Thank you.
Furious.
Thank you.
Got Louis V.
Louis V.
And we got Slam and Slam and Rage Rockefeller. the back controlling the cameras. You know what I'm saying? So just gotta thank you guys for inviting me again. Guys gotta do a quick shout out to Coach Tony from Smash. That's my dude. I was supposed to work out today, but I'm over here.
What? You slipped up on that?
Hey, for you, Slam. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got you.
All right, thank
Know
you.
what I'm saying? So, yeah, and shouts out to the Philippine News peeps. And, yeah, I'll be covering Pacquiao Vargas, so definitely stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, truth_P News, Snapchat sometimes, same thing. Yee!
Right on.
Better get on that Snapchat.
Furious, take it away.
First of all, thank you guys for having me. Much
Very
appreciated.
welcome.
It's nice to sit around a table of smart people and
We're smart.
yeah,
Truth.
yeah.
Sometimes.
And hard driven and all that, and be able to hold a conversation like this. It's motivating. I go home with something like this and try to take it to the next level. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. Social media. Oh, keep the claps rolling.
Let's go.
Social media, shouts to fam. Go ahead.
Shouts out to my whole family, man. Louis V, thank you. Valentino, thank you for being here too.
Yeah, we will reveal him. Like,
Yeah, man.
Real
Coming out with
soon.
that good music. Shout out to my whole family out there, the Empire family, all my fellow artists, everybody who works better to make the music industry better and a more comfortable place for all of us. Thank you. Instagram is @Furious.
Yeah, Furious. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Snapchat.
Snapchat is Furious Music.
You gotta keep it consistent, man. You're confusing the shit out of people.
I was. You didn't hear me talking about that earlier? You know how long it took me to get @Furious on Instagram? 1 year. Okay, so I wasn't about to give that up to go back. So I'm working on Twitter, but everything else, please, leave me a comment, message. I'd love to send you some music, get your feedback, and let's rock, man. All the music is out now. So if you go to iTunes, Spotify, I don't care what you're on, any retailer platform or streaming platform, I'm on there. So check out some music, and let me know what you think. Huh?
Digital.
Cool. And
You're on the digital game.
any other sites like Christian Mingle or eHarmony or anything like that?
Man, I heard it's big. I heard it's big. I just, nah.
We're in the wrong business, man. They make billions in that.
That was past my. That was after my time. Wifey,
Oh, yeah.
Wifey and I knew each other way before. See, like that's the thing too. This different day and age, man. And,
Exactly.
And I think it's a beautiful.
This was the 2006.
Yeah, I think
Furious.
I think it's
eHarmony be on point.
I was with her.
Okay.
I was with her at that time. It's
Okay.
it's a beautiful thing though. I think it's great.
So we're talking about 90s in that time where it was just reckless.
I knew her
Okay.
at that time.
So she's been around. She's been
Oh,
on
yeah.
your side. Like, man, she
I knew
ride
her-
and die chick.
I knew
Come
her
on.
at that time. No, she told me the story. She actually came to my show back in. Oh yeah.
Fuck it. Just say it.
Yeah. No, she did. She did. And anyway, we ended up talking again, and
You've always been friends throughout the years, regardless.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
But I'm saying, that's the thing that if you have, and that's one thing that I want to get straight to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that in a relationship manner that to be in this business is a tough thing. Not true. The person you're with has to be just as true as you are, and it's the same thing. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. If you want to carry it out that way, you can. Okay.
Right.
It could be anyone. I don't care if you're at the. When I tell people, if you're in a relationship, stop looking at the club as the place that somebody's going to do some damage, okay? If somebody is going to disrespect you behind your back, stop worrying about just the club. That's what kind of human being that is. So you either live like that or you don't, right? So don't put it on the music industry as it's the only place where dudes cannot be faithful. Bullshit, okay?
It's across the board.
It's across the board. So if you have a down girl, keep her, man. She'll go through it with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That deserves a round of applause, big time. All right, I'll go ahead and close out the shouts and plugs. I want to give a special shout out to my girl, wifey, Lady Sage. Yeah, she's not here, but she supports everything that we do here on the Slam Show and
Hi,
TV
Ate.
EPN. There you go. There you go. Rock Rage, that's behind the scenes making everything happen.
Thank you, my bro.
Louis V, that's behind the scenes as well, which he will make his presence known eventually because he is part of the whole empire of Furious here. Truth, Esguerra, thank you very much for coming through. And I'm sorry to take away from your boxing class session, but
all right.
you could always take it right after. Do it
Yay.
at midnight.
I
1
guess.
hour at this midnight. It'll be fine.
I thought he was like you were talking about training. I was like, man, this is good inspiration. I'm going to get wings. Come on, see, I told you.
About the wings.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Exposed.
Furious,
Yeah.
thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
being able to come on the program, being able to hang out with us and talk about your career. There's a certain degree, like people say, oh, well, who's Furious, whatever, like that. But I think you're one of the more highly decorated, underrated rappers here in the Bay Area. That's for sure.
Well, thank you, man.
And that's across the board because you've been able to keep this game going, staying current with all the music trends, and on top of that, being a very responsible individual.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. Thank you.
And
That's
authentic.
inspiring. Thank you.
Yes, and I'd like to thank all of our sponsors and affiliates, especially Davino's in Pleasant Hill, providing the catering of pizza. If you guys want some, you're more than welcome
Did you
to.
It was
say
good. It was good.
Pizza?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's my
Not
second
wings.
second favorite. No, second favorite. It's pizza.
Besides wings for Furious here. And shouts out to VW and all of our affiliates out there helping out the Slam Show and TVEPN.com. All right, that does it for this episode. And until next time, we'll see ya. Peace.
Thank y'all.